As the American Heart Association celebrates our 10th anniversary of Go Red for Women here in New Mexico, we take a look back to see all of the progress we have made. 10 years ago, only 12% of women realized that heart disease was their greatest risk. With the efforts of supporters like you all, we have improved that statistic, and today 54% of women understand that heart disease is their #1 killer. The success of the Go Red for Women movement here in New Mexico lies with you, our sponsors, donors, and volunteers, and we thank you. We are privileged to have the support of Loveless Health System as our Albuquerque Goes Red sponsor. Yay, Loveless. Loveless is a fantastic partner of the American Heart Association and the community by providing not only funding for heart disease and stroke education and awareness, but also volunteers that help us achieve our mission here in Albuquerque and throughout New Mexico. We also want to thank Macy's, a longtime supporter of the American Heart Association, both locally and nationally. Denise Smith from Macy's at Cottonwood Mall is here today. Where is Denise? Oh, yay, Denise, thank you. And we want to take a moment to recognize her. Denise has been involved in Go Red here in Albuquerque for years and continues to play a critical role in the success of the luncheon. Each year, Denise works with survivors who are part of our luncheon event, and she helps those survivors in outfits to be models as our Survivors Luncheon. Denise is committed to the mission of the American Heart Association and Go Red for Women, so please take a moment and give Denise a round of applause for her and Macy's support for Go Red for Women. Do you have a gift for her? Is this the gift? Come on up, Denise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And on Wednesday, February 26th, so if you don't have it in your calendar, get it in there now. The American Heart Association and Macy's and Loveless Health System will celebrate with Go Red for Women luncheon sponsors Alliance Home Healthcare, Comcast Spotlight, and many others. We have amazing corporate partners throughout the community, and each one of you is making a difference in the lives of New Mexico's women. Special thanks as well to our wonderful and amazing volunteers who spread the word for Go Red for Women every day. Karen Smoot, where is Karen? She's the chair of the American Heart Association Executive Board, and Dr. Warren Lasky, president of our executive board, and Joni Griffin and Lisa Urea, chairs of the 2014 Circle of Red, and many other members of our board, executive leadership teams, and event volunteers who make the work at American Heart Association possible. We are again honored this year to welcome Mayor Richard Berry and his wife Maria to celebrate National Red Day with us. Mayor Berry was first sworn into office on December 1st of 2009 and was re-elected in 2013. Yay! Prior to serving as Albuquerque's chief executive officer, he was twice elected to the New Mexico legislature. Mayor Berry has successfully worked to drop the crime rate in Albuquerque and has brought the city to the national forefront for transparency and accountability. Mayor Berry has been happily married to his college sweetheart, Maria Medina, for the past 23 years. That's fantastic. Please welcome Mayor Richard Berry and Maria.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Kristen. And thanks to everybody for coming out today. We have so much fun each year coming down to Civic Plaza and making our big giant heart, and we hang these pictures with pride in the mayor's office and at our home as well. So to all the leadership that is here today, Kristen, you and your group, and all the corporate sponsors, and just everybody that cares about this issue, we want to thank you for coming out. The statistics for heart disease in women are staggering, and I'm gonna give you a couple of those statistics, and it just really should drive home the importance of what you're doing, why the Go Red movement means so much across our country. Heart disease, certainly, as we all now know, is the #1 killer of women, killing more women than all forms of cancer combined. In Albuquerque, let's bring this back to a local perspective. 24% of adults report that they have had no physical activity in the past month. 34% of our residents who have had their cholesterol checked have high cholesterol, and 26% of our residents have been told that they have high blood pressure. And last year, more than 1,200 Albuquerque residents died from cardiovascular disease and stroke. But so many of these deaths, as we know, can be prevented. Just over 10 years ago, the American Heart Association, along with the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, created National Wear Red Day to raise awareness of this critical issue. So each year, on the first Friday in February, millions of women and the men who love them come together to wear red, take action, and to commit to fight this deadly disease all over this great nation. Because when we go red, all of us, women and men, join together to support swifter action for women's health, appropriate funding levels, and more research, all with the ultimate goal of saving the lives of the women that we love. At this point, speaking of women that we love, that I love, is my wife Maria, who I'd like to come up and share a few of her thoughts on this important movement, and thank you all as well.
Thank you. This is the 5th year that I've been involved with this great campaign. We all know someone that has been affected by this silent killer. My dad has 7 siblings. 4 out of 5 of the brothers have heart disease. But it was a shock when my aunt had a heart attack. What I love most about the National Wear Red Day is that it's easy to be involved. First of all, it doesn't cost anything. It's a great cause. And secondly, what woman doesn't love to wear red or doesn't look great in red? And finally, what do women love to do? Chat. This is a perfect catalyst to start the conversation about this silent killer. Tell your moms, your daughters, your sisters, your friends, your coworkers about what they can do to fight this disease.
Thank you, Maria. Really appreciate what you do. And of course, you know, at our house, Maria's dad suffers from cardiovascular disease, and so Maria does a great job in our home, making sure that we're eating healthy, making sure that she cooks out of the Heart Association book a lot, and we just do our very best. But she leads our family in that regard. So let's talk about where some of the funds go for the great work that you're doing. The Heart Association goes to offering educational programs, increasing women's awareness of and understanding about the risks of heart disease, to support research and to discover scientific knowledge about heart health. The American Heart Association also provides materials and tools to healthcare providers and decision makers, like guidelines on the most up-to-date strategies and treatments tailored to a woman's individual risk. Since the first National Wear Red Day 11 years ago, tremendous strides have been made in the fight against heart disease in women, including a 21% reduction in women dying from heart disease. 21% reduction, women dying from heart disease. More scientific studies and clinical trials are addressing the specific symptoms and treatment of heart disease in women, because as we all know, the symptoms of heart disease in women are different in many cases than in men. And also advocating for new legislation to help end gender disparities. The participation and impact of the Go Red for Women movement in New Mexico has been phenomenal. Last year alone, more than 1,000 women registered for the Go Red for Women movement, and the Go Red for Women luncheon raised $200,000. And they hosted 600 survivors, volunteers, and supporters who all helped fund critical research, education, and awareness right here at home in New Mexico. I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight a local initiative which is also aimed at creating a healthier community. In conjunction with several of the city departments, KOAT's Dr. Ramo will lead a 3-part series called Spotlight on Health. I didn't see Dr. Ramo. Is he here with us today? I didn't see him. This series will feature Dr. Ramo and other well-known Albuquerque medical specialists who will discuss a variety of important health topics, including a panel on heart health. Each of Dr. Ramo's lectures will be held at the Chemo Theater, right downtown here, on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are available at the Chemo, chemotickets.com, and the series is sponsored by the City of Albuquerque, our Cultural Affairs, Family and Community and Senior Affairs Departments, the Albuquerque Journal, KOAT TV, and the UNM Health Sciences Center. So in closing, I just want to say once again, thank you for going red to fight heart disease in women. By wearing red and coming out to speak, coming out to show your support today, You are speaking red and making a difference in the lives of all of our moms, our daughters, our sisters, our aunts, our friends. And we're helping the American Heart Association continue its critical work in New Mexico and across the country. So I want to close by thanking American Heart Association's Albuquerque Go Red sponsor, Loveless Health System. Loveless's support for Go Red for Women truly shows their dedication to the lives and well-being of women and families in our community. I also want to again thank Macy's, a longtime supporter of the American Heart Association, both locally and on a national level. And if you haven't signed up already, you can register to win a Macy's gift card at the American Heart Association table right here. Thank you for your continued support for this most important cause. I'd like to now recognize this year's volunteer leaders, Kristen Browning. Now, help me with the name.
Kristen Browning Measle.
So it is Measle. Okay, Browning Measle. Chair of this year's Go Red for Women Luncheon, Joni Griffin and Lisa Urea, co-chairs of the 2014 Circle of Red. So let's give them a round of applause. These women, along with their executive leadership teams, are truly saving lives through the American Heart Association. And if you want to learn more about the Heart Association and their numerous volunteers for you, philanthropic opportunities for you, volunteer opportunities, go to the Go Red for Women's Luncheon. It will be held on the 26th. You can visit heart.org or talk to one of the great volunteers you see here today.